Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Good morning, Rabbi.
We are learning Mishnayos Tanis, Parak Gimel, Chapter 3, and we are up to Mishnah Hey, Mishnah 5. And we'll see how far we get today. Okay. Mishnah continues with the situations where we have to observe the stringent fast immediately. And the Mishnah Hey reads like this: Al elu masriin b'chamakim. Regarding the following things, we blow the shofar everywhere. Blowing the shofar means, again, you're going to be having, when we just say you blow, that means you're going to the strictest form of fasting. And we do it b'chamakim. B'chamakim means everywhere. Okay. Al hashidafain v'al yerakin. Shidafin means strong winds. That actually, they're so strong that they basically knock off all the grain. Okay, all the grain that was growing, the winds ruined the crops by knocking off all the grain. That's shidafain. And yerakain is where the crops become yellow. And that means that there's something wrong with them. They've been hit with some kind of an affliction that causes them to be this way, which causes them to ruin. I'm not sure what's the matter.
Chapter 3, 5.
Yeah. Okay. So we blow. We again, we're going to have the stricter fast for these kinds of things. Again, for the strong winds, for the yellowing crops. Al ha'arbev al ha'chasel. Or let's say, arb and chasel are different types of locusts. So they're coming attacking the crops. That's going to be something that everybody has to fast for. Val chayira, dangerous animals that appear in inhabited areas during the daytime. Okay, that's unusual. Right? We're talking about these kind of chayits. These are wild animals that typically do not come out in the daytime, and that indicates as they bring down here from the Gemara, a heaven-sent calamity. That's another situation of where we're going to right away blow the shofar, and for the sword that's passing through. This is explained to mean if soldiers are marching through, even if they're not coming to attack you, but they're on their way to battle, that's not a good thing to have around you. And therefore, that's another situation where we're going to have to blow the shofar right away. And not only right away, but everywhere. We fast, meaning when it says we blow the shofar alone, it means we're fasting, we're blowing the shofar, and we do this everywhere. I guess everywhere means all over Eretz Yisrael. I'm assuming that means what it means, because it is a tzara, it is a mak, it is a plague, it's a calamity that travels. It starts in one area, but it reaches other places. So just because one area has been affected, it doesn't mean that it's local just to that area. It means that it's something that could spread and therefore is, again, a heavenly sent sign or calamity to everyone, and therefore everyone has to go through fasting and blowing the shofar, which means going through the most stringent of fasts. Okay, that's Mishnah Hey. Mishnah Vav. Maaseh sheyardu zekanim Yerushalayim l'reim. It once happened that the elders from Yerushalayim, again here referring to the Sanhedrin, that they went down to their cities, which means that they basically told everywhere. They left Yerushalayim, or they spread their decree all over the Gazru Tainus, and they decreed a fast. Al Shinire Kemalai fi Taner Shidafan ba'Ashkelon, because they saw that in Ashkelon, okay. Ashkelon, which was one specific area. Ashkelon is not near Yerushalayim, okay? And in Ashkelon, they came out that there was an amount of grain that's malay pitaner. Malay pitaner means that it can fill the opening of an oven. There was enough grain, the size that would fill the opening of an oven, that was damaged with shidafin, with these powerful winds. Now, when it says that the oven's opening, the way they bring it down here in the notes from the Rav is that is enough grain to make the amount of bread that fills an oven's opening. We're not talking about enough grain for the grain to fill the oven opening. We're talking about enough grain to make the bread that would fill the oven's opening. And I'm assuming the opening means the whole, like the open area. That doesn't mean the top opening of the stove. It means the area of the stove that you would be baking the bread. Okay. And that was that amount. And that amount was in Ashkelon. And because of that, they decreed everywhere. The wording is that they went from Yerushalayim to their towns in Eretz Yisrael. That's how they translate it here. It means to say they decreed a fast that was not just going to go out and be everywhere. Why? Because of this problem, this shidduchim that was found in Ashkelon. So although it happened only in Ashkelon, still they fasted throughout the country because this is a traveling calamity. V'oid gazru tainus, and another situation where they decreed a fast everywhere is al sha'achlu ze'evim shnei tinoikas be'ever hayarden, that 2 wolves devoured 2 children on the Aver Hayard, another side of the Jordan River, meaning the Jordan River is what divides Eretz Yisrael from what we call nowadays Jordan, right? The other side of the Jordan River that we call Aver Hayard, the other side of the Yarden, Transjordan, right? That actually was the area that wasn't Eretz Yisrael proper. That was the land that we read about this week's Parsha. The 2.5 tribes took that land to live there instead of going in Eretz Yisrael. But it did have a certain status of Eretz Yisrael. And apparently the fact that something happens in Aver Hayarden on the other side of the Jordan could travel over to the other side. And therefore, they decreed a fast all over when this happened, that these 2 wolves devoured these 2 children, which again is an example, or similar to example, it's a bit more of an example of what we had before about the wild animals, appearing during the daytime. Rabbi Yossi says, "Loy al sha'achlu ela al shanira." They didn't decree the fast because they ate up these children, but because of the fact that they were appeared. Right? That's what the Mishna said before. The Mishna says before that as long as they appear in the daytime, that's trouble. Doesn't say the Mishna didn't say they did anything, just said they appeared. So therefore, Rabbi Yossi says over here that let me read here for the way the notes explains it. Both the first side of Rabbi Yossi agree that a fast is decreed when dangerous beasts, such as wolves, are merely seen in an inhabited area in the daytime, as in the previous Mishnah. They disagree only about what happened in this particular case, where the wolves were merely seen and they actually ate 2 children. They're kind of like saying different versions of the story, not different versions of why the decree was decreed. Everybody agrees the decree was made because what the Mishnah says before, if they appear. The discussion here was what actually happened in that case. Did they not only appear but actually kill someone, or did they just appear? Okay. All right, we'll stop here. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you, Rabbi.